Hey everyone! Today we're going to unlock two key phrases that will instantly make your English sound way more direct and a whole lot more confident. So let's just dive right in. You know that feeling, right? You're in a situation, you're trying to give some important advice, and the phrase "you should" just feels a little, well, weak. It doesn't really capture the urgency you're feeling. If you've ever felt that, you are definitely not alone. It's a super common hurdle for English learners.
But we're going to fix that right now. We're going to master had better, and it's time. Seriously, these are the tools you need to stop sounding hesitant and start speaking with some real power and precision.
Okay, first up, had better. Now, this isn't for your everyday simple advice. This is for when the stakes are a little higher. So here's the key thing to get about had better. It basically means this is the best thing to do, and if you don't do it, something bad is probably going to happen. It's advice with a warning sign built right in, and that's what makes it so powerful. And you know what's great? The grammar is incredibly simple. It's just the subject, then had better, which, by the way, we almost always squish down to did better when we're talking, and then the base form of the verb. No to, no ing, nothing. Just clean and direct. You'd better go. This is a perfect example of that implied consequence we were talking about. You would better charge your phone, or what? Well, or it's going to die. You can feel that urgency, right? That's the magic of had better. Okay, this is a big one, so listen up. Even though you see the word had, which we all associate with the past tense, had better is almost always about the present or the future. It's all about what you need to do right now or very, very soon. So, when do you pull this phrase out of your toolkit? Well, think of these three key scenarios. When there's a risk, like, you better not touch that, it's hot. When there's time pressure, like, we better hurry or we'll miss the train. Or when you just need to give some really strong advice, like, you'd better tell her the truth. And this brings us to a really crucial point. The biggest question people always have is, so when do I use had better instead of should? Let's clear that up once and for all. Think of it like this. Should is a gentle suggestion. It's a good idea. You should try this restaurant, it's nice. But had better is a strong warning. You'd better eat now. The restaurant is closing in 5 minutes. It's really the difference between a friendly tip and an urgent alert. Just look at the difference here. It makes it so clear. You should call your mom is just a nice thought, right? But you'd better call your mom implies there's a reason. Maybe she's waiting. Maybe she's angry. Same thing with studying. You should study is general advice for any time. You'd better study means that test is happening tomorrow and you're in trouble if you don't.
So here's your simple rule of thumb. Use should for general opinions or recommendations. People should recycle more. But use had better for specific situations where there is a clear negative consequence if you don't act. All right, let's switch gears to our second power phrase. This one is all about signaling that the right moment to do something is right now. So it's time communicates that this is the perfect moment for action. But there's more to it. It often carries this subtle feeling of impatience, this sense that, really, this should have already happened. It's a fantastic way to nudge someone, or even yourself, to get moving. The most common pattern is the simplest. It's time to plus a verb. It's time to go. It's time to start the meeting. You hear this one all the time for just straightforward announcements and suggestions. Okay, now this is where things get interesting, and where you can really start to sound like a native speaker. We often follow it's time with a subject and a past simple verb, even when we're talking about right now. For example, it's time you cleaned your room, or it's time we left. It just adds a slightly stronger feeling of we really, really should be doing this now. And for maximum impact, you just add the word about. It's about time is the strongest version. It clearly expresses that feeling of impatience, often in a kind of friendly or funny way. If your friend shows up 30 minutes late, you can say, well, it's about time you got here. It totally means, finally, I've been waiting. So, we've broken them down separately. Now let's see how these phrases can actually work together in a natural, everyday kind of conversation. Just imagine this conversation. The first person is panicking, right? The response is this perfect 1-2 punch.
First, you get the urgent warning. You better start now, because the consequence of not starting is failing the exam. Then comes the kicker. It's time you got serious, which adds that feeling of, you really should have started this sooner. See? This is how you combine them for really powerful, natural-sounding English.
Okay, before you run off and start using these, let's do a quick final check to make sure you can avoid the most common little mistakes. This is the number one error. I see it all the time. Remember, after had better, you always use the base verb, no to. It is never, you'd better to go. It is always, you'd better go. Please burn that into your memory.
All right, your turn. Time for a quick test. Imagine the train leaves in 3 minutes. Do you say, we run, should, or had better? And for number 2, this argument is going nowhere. It's time you, what's the right form of the verb? Stop. I'll give you a second to think. And the answers are, had better and stopped. Of course, you had better run, because missing the train is a very real, very negative consequence. And for the second one, we use that really common pattern. It's time plus the past simple verb. Excellent job if you got those right.
So there you have it. You are now equipped with 2 really powerful tools to make your English sound so much more direct and confident. The only thing left to do is to actually use them. So here's the real question. How are you going to use had better or it's time in a conversation today? Think about it and go put your new skills into practice.